Well, hey yo everyone and welcome. I'm your friend Art of Mana, and today we are going to do a little bit of exploration in Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap. This is a game which I'm super excited about, really pumped because it's kind of cool. It's got a neat little backstory. I don't know if you know anything about this, and if you don't, that's okay because I will let you know. It's actually a really recent, as in today it launched on the Switch, platformer game, which, okay, I love it already, right? And it is a remake of a 1989 game that came out for the Sega Master System. Do you even know what that system is? It's here in the US, it wasn't as big as the NES, that's for sure, right? Okay, so the NES, that was the reigning dominant system, but the Master System was Sega's attempt to enter into the 8-bit console era. And actually, you might be more familiar with the Sega Game Gear, the portable Sega handheld that was actually pretty popular and gave the Game Boy a solid, can I say that? A solid opponent in the handheld race? I don't know if I can say that, because unfortunately the thing did just eat through batteries and all that. But it was actually pretty popular in that it was the first kind of mainstream system, handheld system that was color, backlit, all of that. So it was really a pretty cool system for its time. But the Game Boy, well, with its simplicity and everything, it just really was the better choice for many, many families, which is why the Game Boy is as popular as it is today. But I have rambled on a little bit. The fact remains, this is a game that came out for the Master System. The Game Gear essentially took Master System hardware and put it into a portable format. So if you know what the Game Gear is capable of, you probably can get a pretty good sense of what this game would have looked like. And as you can tell already, it doesn't look like that right now. All of it is hand-drawn. It's incredible. I love the artwork on this thing. Just absolutely beautifully done. It's just incredible. So, you can just tell that a lot of attention to detail went into this. Now, confession time. I have not played the original, but the Wonder Boy series is a very popular franchise, very important for a lot of reasons, and I really was looking forward to this particular game. Now, like I said, it is a remake. It is essentially, well, it's actually, how do you even, it's like a reverse engineered game, basically taking all the original code and all of the physics and everything and plopping it into a modern game. And you have all of the benefits of it in the art style, the music, and everything, but it feels like a classic game. And I'll tell you right now, it feels like a classic game. There's nothing else. I mean, it doesn't have any kind of floaty physics or anything. It's just really basic platforming, and actually took a little bit of getting used to right here. But it's really solid. Really enjoy it. It's as you would expect from classic platforming. It's incredibly tight and precise. And if you do make a mistake, then you kind of quickly learn why. And I make a lot of mistakes in the beginning, and at the start of this, but I kind of eventually get the hang of it, the feel for the jumps and the timing for the attacks, and it kind of starts to come together. Now, if you like any of that, if you're a fan of platformers, I think you'll like this one. And more importantly, let's talk about the art style for a moment. Now, I happen to love the art style here. I think it looks incredible. And one of the cool things about it is, you can see it looks like someone drew everything on here. And I don't know all the details here. I think that this is all hand-drawn art. It may have been computer-assisted or even digital art. I don't know for sure. I would guess that the coloring certainly is, but it has that hand-drawn look. And what I love about this is, Little Mana playing, let's say, a Super Nintendo would wonder and say, what's the future of video gaming? And it wasn't, oh, look how many polygons we can cram into this game. It was, I bet eventually I'll be able to play a game, a platformer probably, because that's what I played a lot, that will look like a Saturday morning cartoon. And up until this point, the closest game to that for me was Wario Land Shake It, which I still think is an excellent hidden gem on the Wii. Really terrific game. I still love it. It was the first game where I got that moment of, wow, my childhood dream was realized. But this game, well, it's blowing my mind. Because you really are actually controlling a Saturday morning cartoon character. Look at this. Now, the whole thing about this is it's actually a remake of a sequel to an original Wonder Boy game, Wonder Boy in Monsterland. And you have just, defeated the Mecha Dragon or whatever that was. I think that's the boss in the first Wonder Boy game. I don't know, but that's all right. You really don't need to know anything. You jump in. It's a fun game. But the idea is, you've just won the game. You've just accomplished great things, and you've been cursed. I'm sorry. Hope you're having a good day. You've been cursed. And now, you look like a lizard. You are... you are now set out to figure out, how do I reverse this curse? And one of the cool things about this game is, it's not just a linear, go from left to right style game. And in fact, that kind of threw me for a loop, because I was sort of expecting that. But instead, you have this mechanic of doors and things like that that you need to get through, and then you kind of sort of get to these other levels. And I got lost a lot in my first hour of playing this game. So, these are my reflections, having played it for a little bit. I think it's definitely going to be one I'm going to be playing through, and right now might be my go-to game on the Switch. Now, I still am playing Snake Pass and loving that, but this game, I think I'm going to come back for more and more and more. I really do like it. The other thing that I noticed, great humor, great art, great music, awesome. Another cool thing is that because it is all reverse engineered that way, they actually have the original graphics and the original sound. You can just simply switch to that, and you don't have to worry about going into a menu. You can do it on the fly, and I'll show a clip of that. It's really pretty cool. So that's another neat feature here. The other thing that I love is that they now have a female character, so you can actually play this game as Wonder Girl, and I'll mention, or I'll show that little title splash screen too if you do choose the female protagonist, which I did, because I thought that was kind of cool. So some really great improvements, but essentially, right, those are sort of modern improvements. There's the aesthetics, there's I think the wonderful inclusiveness of having a female protagonist, the ability to on the fly switch between these things. I don't know if the difficulty levels were there in the original or not, but I think that's a nice feature. There are different difficulty levels, but at its core, this is a classic retro platformer, and this is a genre that I love. Now, it may not be a genre you love, and fair enough. It's also a genre that hasn't really, well, it's sort of gone out of style for a while, and unfortunately, I think there are a lot of younger gamers who don't even really know this genre. So my hope is, for me, obviously, the attraction was this is a genre that I love, something from my youth. I'm very comfortable with this style of gaming. And, it just has all of the nice modern aesthetics on top of that. But my hope is that it's actually going to entice some younger gamers into this style of gameplay, maybe into sort of a revival of the core kind of classic platforming genre. Shovel Knight's done a great job of that as well, so maybe the time is right. But I think one thing about this game that is so cool is that really, it is a classic platformer. It just has that little, coat of paint on it. And there really isn't anything else like it, to my knowledge, because a lot of other platforming games out there, even the DuckTales remastered game, which, I played on stream, it's really cool. It's a great game, but, it doesn't feel like the original. And obviously I haven't played the original of this, but I'm assuming because of how it was developed and everything, it ought to be just like playing the original. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I don't know what you think. I'm just kind of showing some footage here. I hope you enjoyed this sort of review and a little bit of my my nostalgia tinged glasses, because I am a classic gamer. I love retro games. I love this game. I think this is a solid entry on the Switch. I'm very glad it came to it. I do hope this comes out on a physical edition, a physical copy. This was something that the company actually put out on Twitter. If there was enough fan requests, they would do it. And I'll tell you, I would not hesitate much to double dip on this game and have a physical copy to add to the library, because it is a solid entry. So if you're interested, this is Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap for the Nintendo Switch and other consoles as well. If you like what you see, definitely check it out. If you don't have a Switch yet, well, let me say, I'm a big fan. We've got a few friends in Mana who now have the Switch, and if you do get one, let me know, and feel free to poke me with a friend request. Love to see and hear what you think of this game. And with that being said, as always, do good and be well. I will catch you the next time. Bye-bye.